Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to be doing a candy green skull and I'm going to take you through some marble effect. Hi everybody, welcome back to another airbrush video. In today's video guys we're going to be doing a green candy skull with marble effect. So I'm going to take you through the full process of doing candy green marble and we're going to drop a skull in. The pieces that I'm actually painting today, we've got a plastic engine casing, we've got another piece that will sit next to that around sort of there, and a piece on the opposite side, just a small piece there. So we're going to do a bit of prep work on these. So I'll move them to one side for a minute. The paints, I'll run you through the paints that we're going to use and the bits that we're going to need to do this marble effect. So base coats, we're going to go for a black base coat on these. We're going to be using Standox plastic primer. So I'll get these prepped and up into plastic primer and then we'll drop a black base coat on and then we can start working through the marble effect. We're using a candy green from Specialist Paints. So this is a 2-part mix. You mix this 2-to-1 with a D thinner and that's a concentrate candy green. We're going to be using a Ford Frozen White base coat for the skull. For the marble effect I've got a standard, nothing fancy. It's a silver water-based base coat. We're going to do a real thinned out mix with the silver and then we'll go in and you'll need to get some cling film. So that's what we're using to do the marble effect. So they're the bits we're going to be using guys, paint wise. The brushes that we're going to be using will be the Creos range. We'll use the PS290 for dropping the base coat down, the plastic primer down, the white down, and the candy. We'll use that for dropping all them colours down. And then for the detailing and dropping the skull in, we'll go in with the PS270 again. So yeah, they're all the bits I've covered guys. I'll stick you in a time lapse. I'll get this prepped up. I won't put the prep side in. I'll get this all prepped and I'll move you on to the stages when we're onto the base coat and things like that. So I'll see you in a bit guys. Right guys, I've prepped all these up. Done a little bit of a repair there. There was a little dink in the plastic. So I've repaired that. This has all been prepped in 500 grit, down to 500 grit, so that's all prepped. I've given it a panel white, so we're good to drop the plastic primer down guys. So I'm going to use the Standox on this. We've got the Creos PS290 set up with some plastic primer and we're just going to give this a coat over. There you go guys, that's the first coat of plastic primer. I'll let this go off for a second or two and then we'll just give it another coat and then we'll be good for base coat. So I'll see you in the next step. That's all dried. I get another coat of plastic primer. We're going to move on to some black base coat, solvent base coat. I've strained this through, got it in the PS290. Just going to give this a couple of coats of black base guys. Right guys, we're going to move on to the next stage. As you see in them little steps there, we've got the plastic primer down, and then I put the black base coat down on them two bits, the other pieces over there. So I'm just going to run through a bit of paint mixing with you on what you're going to need for this project. We've got the silver, just a standard, you can get this from an art and craft shop, it's an acrylic silver, water based, so I've mixed that. That's quite thin in there, as you can see, so we only need a little bit mixed up for this project. So that's that one mixed. The candy that we're going to use is a 2:1, so if you've got a measuring stick like that, you've got your increments there. So when it says 2:1, you would go, that's your paint on the first one, and then you would go up, say with your hardener or your reducer. So you go, that's your first bit of your candy, and then you go up to that with a thinner. So we'll do that now. Just using cheap throwaway plastic cups, guys, they work. They're fine with the solvent. So just a simple, pour that in, and we'll strain this when we come to spray. So that is your candy mixed, guys, nice and easy. So that's the candy paint mixed. What we'll do now is we will mix the white base that we're going to need. So this one is Ford Moondust White. So same again, guys. And I'm just going to mix this to the consistency that I want it. So I'll drop a bit of that in. And this will get strained again before we spray. I've got some thinners. Drop some thinners in there. And as you can see, that's thin enough for what we need. It's just got to go through an airbrush. So that's a little bit of Ford Frozen White for the base. So that's that one mixed. So that's the paints mixed, guys. I've got the Ford Frozen White, the candy green, and we've got the water-based silver. So I'll move you back over there, I'll get set up again. We're going to be using the cling film. The PS290 will drop some silver base in it, and then I'll just run you through this process on how we're going to do this marble effect on the bigger piece, which is here. The skull artwork is going to go to the centre. So I'm going to drop the marble effect round the outside of this and just bring it slightly up the edges. This one's going to be marbled all the way over, and then we're going to do another piece of artwork on top of that, and the small piece, the little square piece, that's just going to be marbled. We're going to do a little piece of artwork on top of that, but that's a bit later on. So I'll move on to the next step. See you in a bit. Right, guys, we're moving on to the marble effect. I've got the silver base in the PS290. I've changed the cap on the PS290 to the spot cap. So we've got this piece in front of me. What I'll do is I'll move the camera as close in as I can for you and tilt down on that. So that's the piece we're going to do the marble effect on. So you've got, get yourself a piece of cling film, preferably the size to cover the panel like that. And all I want you to do is just wet the panel up like that. As you can see, that's gone on there nice and wet. So that's all the paint you need on that. Get your cling film, lay it on the top like so. You can move this around to give you another sort of the pattern that you're after. And then when you pull that off, that'll give you that effect. If it's really wet like that, you can just fold your cling film over, drop it on again, put it back on, and there you go. That's all I'm going to aim for, is that, guys. So that is as simple as, zoom in on that, dead simple, and you can keep applying that and just moving that around to give you the pattern that you're after. I'm going to go with that, guys. So that's that one done. Quite straightforward. Let that really dry down, and you can keep using the cling film, it's not a problem. So we'll move on to the next piece, which is this one. I'll just pan down. So yeah, same again. Wet your panel like that. Then grab your cling film, drop it over the top, move it about. You're just creating a texture. In the paint. Like that. Pop a little bit down here. I'm going to go with that, guys. So that's that one done. We'll move on to the big panel, and in this one I just need the edges. Still use the same cling film, not a problem, just open it out. You're going to get a bit of paint on your hands, but move that over. I'm just going to buzz around this one. I'm just aiming to go around the edges on this. A little bit up there. Like that. Get your cling film again, and and just create the pattern that you want. And this will look totally different. Once it's got that candy on there, guys, this will pop. A little bit there. There you go. So that's done. Nice and simple. Don't be afraid of it. It's basically water based. You've got a solvent base there, so you're chucking water base on it. So if you go wrong, get yourself some panel wipe, wipe it off, start again. But it's as simple as that. Drop a wet coat on of silver, get some cling film, and that piece was about that sort of size, guys, nothing major. You can use a carrier bag, but this is a bit more flexible. You can move it about, lay it on top of the paint, pat it on, and then when you pull it away, you're going to get that nice effect underneath. Let this cure right down, and then when you candy over this, you'll see it. It just pops, guys, and then when you clear coat it, that silver just shines through the candy, and it's job done. You've got a really cool effect. So I'll see you in a minute. Right, guys, we're moving on. I've dropped a bit of the white base coat. As you can see, I've got the outline of the skull, and how I did that was cut it out on a piece of paper. So basically went up to the screen, sized it to what I want, traced through, and then cut the skull out, and then just dusted a bit of the white base coat. So you've got that. Then went in with a piece of tracing paper, got the bits of the outline of the skull that I wanted, scribbled on the back, placed it on the top, and then went back over the lines, and then that put me a little pencil outline onto the skull, just for bits of reference where the eye sockets are, the teeth are, the outline like that. All the rest of these textures and details, we'll just airbrush them straight in by looking at the screen. So I'm going to set the griot up. I've got a transparent shade in grey, we've got a carbon black, I've got a dark grey mix, a transparent black, we've got the candy green, we've got some white if we need it. So yeah, I'll stick in a time lapse and we'll smash this skull out. See you in a bit, guys. Nice, quick and easy skull. Not a hard thing to do, dead easy. Started off with a stencil just to get the outline where I need to go, then some pencil outlines, and then just where the textures were, just buzzed a bit of texture in with the dark grey, then went into a shading grey, then went into a transparent black, and then just started to waft up with the white, and then just start building up the layers with the candy. I put an extra piece of the marble effect here, and all I did was mix a piece of the silver up again, got a paintbrush, and just dabbed a load of paint on there, and then just put the cling film on the top, patted it about, and just filled that piece in with the marble. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go over, I'll get set up over there, we'll chuck the green candy in the PS290, and then I'm just going to green candy and darken this edge out and just blend the green candy in, and then this piece will be done. We've got them other two pieces, we're going to do some green candy on them, and that's it guys. So I'll get all these candied up, and then in the next video I'll take you through a clear coat stage and just show you how we're going to clear coat and finish these pieces off. So I'll see you in the next step guys. Right guys, we're going to move on to doing the green candy, and basically just do passes like that and build your layers up. As this is a transparent, you just keep building the layers until you get the colour that you're after. Nice and simple guys. That's the first pass on that one, just top the brush up. Do a little pass on this one. Like that, and then just give this about 5 minutes flash time, because I've got the extractor and we've got nice warm air blowing across here, so it's drying this quite quick. And just keep building the layers up guys till you get the colour that you want. I'm going to go with that guys, that's all done. So I'll just let this go off for a minute and I'll meet you back over there. There you go guys, that's the finished pieces. So we've got the candy green marble effect, and then you've got the candy skull, like the one on the screen there. So that's the three pieces I've took you through today. I'll give you a little run through again on what we did. So we prepped it up and we started off with a plastic primer, and I plastic primed all these pieces. Let that go off, and then I went in with a black base coat, based it up in black, and then I showed you how to do the marble effect with the water-based silver, the cling film, spray it on, and then just pat the cling film on, pull off, and then you'll get that pattern like that. Then we moved on and I dropped the skull in, nice and simple, just a white base coat, and then went in and put tracing paper and got an outline, and then just went across from the screen and just basically used that as a reference, as a guide, not going for complete reproduction of the one on the screen, put sort of my twist on it. Different flame effect around there because there is more flame on this one, but I'm working on an area that size. So we've got the skull in, and then on that last process we've just gone in with the green candy, showing how you put the green candy down, just build the layers up, because candies are transparent, so the more you put down the darker and darker it gets. So I've gone for about 3 coats, and that will just match up to the other pieces on the bike, because that's exactly the similar sort of coats I've done on the bike. So that's the end of the video guys. I hope you can join me in the next one, and I'll take you through clear coat stages, give you a little run through of a spray gun, and I'll show you how you clear these pieces up. So I just want to say a big thank you for watching, and if you're new to my channel guys, don't forget, click that subscribe, press that notification so you don't miss out on any more up and coming videos on Dred Custom Paint. Big welcome to all the new subscribers, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one when we're clear coating these. Thanks for watching guys, see you soon.